Well, it's quite clear with all these recent developments around banking stress that the Fed has a lot less room to continue with its rate hikes. But ultimately, when we consider the terminal Fed funds rate of 5% versus 5.25% or even 5.5%, this isn't really the key topic. The key topic is recognizing that 90% of the pain of rate hikes is now behind us. We're very close to the end of this cycle, and that gives us a much more constructive outlook for fixed income for the remainder of this year. We do expect there could be some bumpy months ahead for credit spreads, as those valuations need to react to the weakening growth environment. But then again, there are certain sectors that will be resilient through this cycle. And credit does offer a good source of carry, particularly for our cash plus absolute return portfolios. So we are invested in the asset class, but we're not at our max allocations. If max was a 10 out of 10, then currently we're invested around 5 out of 10 in credit. We have plenty of space to add if spreads do continue to back up. I think in terms of downside risks for bond yields, that inflation topic is the key one. If inflation doesn't fall quick enough, it could be a headwind for bond yields this year. It's not our base case. We do expect inflation to continue to fall. We have seen quite a number of data points leading us to this conclusion, particularly broad monetary aggregates. Money supply has been sharply contracting, and that's typically very highly correlated to inflation. So there is a risk it doesn't go away, but it's not our base case. In terms of potential upside for fixed income, well, it's quite interesting to see some of the dispersion, some of the divergence in central bank reaction functions so far this year. If we just look at core fixed income bond valuations today across G10 sovereign markets, we have some very heavily inverted yield curves, such as Canada or the US. But at the other end of the spectrum, a market like Australia still has a positively sloped yield curve. We could look at real yields as well. They are quite positive in some markets, New Zealand, the US, Italy, but they're still stuck at zero in other markets such as Germany and the UK. So we have quite clear signals about where we're getting compensated for taking risk in fixed income, and other signals which suggest some bond markets are still expensive and could underperform. And I think for the first time in a while, that level of divergence is giving us quite a lot of opportunity to extract value from global fixed income markets.